Maulida imama. I'm from SMK KES.BIM Kediri. I made this video to make an English assignment for the storytelling chapter. My story is entitled Roxy Adventure in the World of Magic. This is Roxy's story. Since she was little, Roxy didn't like reading books. She liked the novel Diary of the Adventure. She also had the dream of becoming a great witch like the character T in the novel she read. Every day, Roxy studied at the Rob Magic Academy. She studied everything diligently until she was 15 years old. Roxy managed to graduate at a very young age. Congratulations on your graduate, Roxy, sighed Joanna. She is Roxy's mother. Thank you, Mom. This is all thanks to your support, sighed Roxy. It didn't stop there. The next morning, Roxy went to the house of the magic lady to ask her to teach her magic in more depth so that she could become a magic lady. But she was always rejected because they didn't dare to take a 15-year-old child as their student. If it continues like this, I won't be able to become magic lady. Roxy went home in a gloomy mood. Joanna immediately understood Roxy's problem and immediately calmed her daughter down. Go to the forest. Mommy heard rumor that there is a butterfly witch there. She said she is a great witch who comes from the city of Eteria. Joanna stroked her daughter's hair. Will you accept me? Roxy almost gave up. What's the harm in trying? Go now. Mommy will pray for you. Roxy nodded and hurried away into the forest. Roxy rode her broomstick into the forest to look for the butterfly witch. When Roxy flew, she saw a house on a tree surrounded by several beautiful butterflies. Roxy came down and tried to knock on the door of the house. When it was opened, Roxy began to ask, "Excuse me, is this really the butterfly witch house?" Roxy asked softly. "Yes, this is my house. I'm Elaina, the lady of butterfly magic. And you must be Roxy, right?" Roxy was surprised when Elaina knew her name. What does know a young girl who managed to pass the magic test in one try? Roxy was very nervous because Roxy was silent without breaking the silence. "You had to be my student, right?" Then Elaina just remained silent without expression. Roxy, who was looking down, raised her head. "Yes, that's right. You will definitely reject me." "I already thought I would be rejected." Roxy wanted to get on her broomstick but was stopped by Elaina. "I didn't say no. I accept you." "Thank you, Mercedes. I will be an obedient and diligent student." Elaina just nodded and smiled. Roxy has been Elaina's student for 1 year. She is already very skilled at using magic. While Roxy was relaxing, suddenly Elaina came and sighed. "Roxy, it looks like it's time for you to take the exam. You will fight me." Roxy was silent and talked about whether she could beat Elaina. She had never fought Elaina before. "Mercedes, I'm not confident. Can I fight you? If you continue like this, there will be no process and you will not be able to become a magic lady." Roxy was silent to nod. "Okay, I fight you." Elaina stroked Roxy's hair. The next morning, Roxy and Elaina were on the field for the exam. "Don't be nervous, Roxy. You have to be confident in order to beat me." Roxy looked at Elaina, who was some distance from there, then nodded. The fight began when attack from Elaina was repelled by Roxy using her magic wand. Elaina continued to attack Roxy, but Roxy only defended it. Roxy fell and got up several times until finally Roxy attacked Elaina. He attacked Elaina continuously and finally managed to defeat Elaina. They sat watching the beautiful sunset. "I told you that you can definitely beat me. You have to stay enthusiastic and don't give up even if you fall many times," sighed Elaina. "Thank you, Mrs. Elaina, for teaching me a lot about magic in the past year," sighed Roxy, whose guests could not believe the beautiful sunset. Of course, I like teaching you. Come on, the sunshine is starting to disappear. They went into the house. The next morning, Roxy and Elaina were under the tree. Mrs. Elaina, thank you for teaching me many times. Roxy bowed to respect Elaina. You're welcome, Roxy. Elaina put the badge symbolizing Mistress of Magic on Roxy. Okay, now what will you be called? Mistress of Cold Magic? What do you think? Roxy was serious about why she was given the name Miss Cold Magic. Why Miss Cold Magic? Asked Roxy. Because your hair is white. Roxy was still confused, but she didn't think much and immediately accepted the name. Okay, I accept it. After that, Elaina carved the name of Mrs. Cold Magic on Roxy's badge using her magic. It's finished. I'm going back to the west. Roxy was silent. Elaina wondered why Roxy did ask for her. When Elaina looked at Roxy, it turned out she was crying. Why are you crying, Roxy? Elaina was a little panicked because she only saw Roxy cry when she fell in her magic exam. Mrs. Elaina, don't you ever forget Roxy, okay? Sighed Roxy while looking at Elaina. I will never forget you. Elaina with Roxy tears. Promise to meet again someday. Roxy stretched out her hand, and Elaina responded, Of course, I'm waiting for you to come to meet me. Elaina stood up, caught on her broomstick, and started to disappear. Goodbye, Mrs. Elaina, Roxy shouted. At that time, the house in the tree began to disappear. Roxy returned to her parents' house. When night fell, Roxy asked her parents for permission to become an adventurer. Mom, Dad, I have permission to go on an adventure. This has been my dream for a long time, sighed Roxy. Can you stay here any long? You just came home after going to study for a year. Roxy's father started crying. I let you, Roxy. Promise me you won't force yourself if a big danger comes to you. And one day you come home, sighed her mother while stroking Roxy's head. Of course, Mom. I will go home after my adventure is over. Don't worry, Dad. I will come back, sighed Roxy to her parents. This morning, Roxy will leave to travel abroad. Write your daily life as a traveler in this book, and tell me about your adventures when you come home. Roxy's mom gave Roxy the diary. Okay, Mom, I go now. Roxy got on her broomstick and started to leave. Roxy has been wandering for 3 years. She has visited many areas listed in the Adventure Diary. She has overcoming many obstacles, and now her goal is the land of the Nexus, the last country written in the Adventure Diary. When Roxy entered the gates of the country, she saw several buildings that looked at the same as the building in the previous country. Then Roxy saw the castle that she had previously saved from a raging dragon. Roxy saved the princess who lived in it. Now, Roxy tried to enter the place when she saw the photo on the wall. Suddenly, she was attacked from the stairs. Roxy immediately stepped back and saw who attacked her. Roxy was very surprised. Then, the person who attacked her looked exactly like her. The only difference was the hair. A figure who looked like him has short hair, while Roxy herself has beautiful long hair. Who are you? Why do you look so much like me? Asked Roxy. I'm Roxy, the antagonist. We have the same soul. Roxy was silent because she was really shocked by what happened to her. Then, why did you attack me? We have the same soul. If I die, when you die too? Antagonist Roxy just laughed at Roxy's sentence. I don't care if I die. Your souls are the same, but why are your fates different? Look, you are happier than me. You success in helping people in Western country, while I failed. I killed one of the citizens of that land. I failed to save him. I deserve to die, and you must die too. They both went through the same incident, but had different fates. Then they put meat in a land where the two same souls meet. The antagonist Roxy in her own life experienced failure when she was helping one of the residents in the western country. Before they went their next city to the western country, and that country was paying message by the demon king. They both want to help the people who live there, but when the antagonist Roxy forgot the demon king, the attack that was supposed to hit the demon king missed and hit the person who was the demon king hostage until that person dies. Antagonist Roxy felt very guilty and desperate. Antagonist Roxy didn't want to continue her journey anymore until finally she decided to stop at next city. Hoping to meet Roxy and antagonist Roxy want them both to die together. When the two of them were fighting, Roxy was hit by an attack from the antagonist Roxy and fell out of the windows and was hit by broken glass, but Roxy managed to land perfectly. Then they both got on their respective flying broomstick and fork in the air because they had the same strength. They were evenly matched, and in the end they were because they ran out of magic energy. They both lay down on the grass to recover their strength. Don't despair. It's not entirely your fault. We're only human who definitely make mistakes. Roxy advised to the antagonist Roxy. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have been careless and immediately take action. I was so stupid. I'm sorry. Her voice trembled, indication that the antagonist Roxy was holding back her tears. Never mind. Don't think too much about it. Forget it all. Just pretend it never happened. It's not purely your fault. It's only natural that we make mistakes. After all, he's a demon king who must be very difficult to defeat. So why is your hair short? Roxy asked curiously. After I called that person, I decided to cut my hair to get rid of my guilt. Answered Roxy antagonist, and Roxy nodded in return. Never mind, let's just continue our adventure so we can write your own diary. Let's open a new page, sighed Roxy. Thank you for convincing me, Roxy. I will continue my adventure and I will pamper my hair again. Roxy the antagonist has now become Roxy the protagonist. He smiled very sincerely at this time. There was no look of hatred or resentment on his face. They both left Nexus City and continued their respective adventure. Okay, Roxy, I've been to all the places she is visited. Now it's time for me to read my own diary. Let's open a new page, said Roxy on her broomstick. Now, Roxy continues her adventure to various countries until her diary is full. After Roxy's diary was full, she met Elaina, who was in the city of Eteria. Roxy told Elaina her journey from the beginning of her adventure until she finally arrived at Elaina's residence. After staying in Elaina's house for 1 month, Roxy decided to return to her home country and meet her parents, who were probably old now, and it was time for Roxy to take care of her parents. Mrs. Elaina, I will return to my country. I will stop adventuring. Elaina nodded happily. Finally, what you dreamed of has come true, and now you are about to retrieve. Please tell all you experienced to your parents. Don't forget to make a novel from your experience. Elaina hugged Roxy. I'm proud of you, Roxy returned Elaina's hug. This is all thanks to Mrs. Elaina. Mrs. who has taught me to be like this. Thank you, Mrs. You being willing to teach me. I have many things to do. Roxy bowed to pay respect. After that, Roxy immediately flew on her broomstick to the country where they came from. When she got home, she was warmly welcomed by her parents. Roxy, we really miss you, said Roxy's parents. Then they hugged her. Congratulations, come back, Roxy. 5 years after Roxy retired, Roxy, I want to tell you a story. Joanna came with the adventure novel. Roxy closed the book she was reading. Why did you bring the adventure novel? Roxy, before I die, I want to say this. The character T in the book is the person close to you. Roxy looked at Joanna confused. What do you mean, Mom? G is Joanna? Yes, that's Mom. And E is Elaina, your teacher. Roxy kept in disbelief. Huh? Is that true? Why doesn't Mrs. Elaina ever tell me? So you've been traveling together all this time? Joanna nodded. Roxy felt very proud because she could follow in the footsteps of her mother, who became a great magician and was known to many people. Roxy's novel sold very well, and now many people know Elaina and want to be Elaina. The message I can convey is, don't feel hopeless because you can hope to achieve new goals or move beyond your current circumstances unless your chance. Thank you.